Usually the back of a tombstone. It has to be really, really smooth.
The back of a tombstone?
Yeah. Now,
whose tombstone?
well, I guess it didn't really matter because the doctors were taking the bodies, so after that, I mean, the stones were, usually it's a cracked or broken one. We don't really take the good ones. This one, though, is not a tombstone. This one is called a lithostone. You can actually print right off of it. It has a cress acid etched in it. It's a granite from Germany. We have a tombstone in the basement, but we just couldn't force ourselves to use it. We thought it just didn't seem right. So now the ink is boiled linseed oil and lamp black, and lamp black is soot. They have factories to manufacture lamp black. It's used as black paint, pigment, and polish, so we could buy it by the pound. Now, the roller, this roller is rubber. By the 1860s, everybody's changing to rubber rollers. Prior to that, it was molasses and glue. When you made a roller for the winter, it had to have more molasses so it wouldn't freeze, and molasses actually does not freeze. But in the summer, you had to use a lot less molasses because otherwise it would melt.
Now, what would happen if you say you didn't get ink on, like, let's say, a small portion of that and it didn't transfer? What would you do with that extra sheet, or would they just?
As long as you can read it, we'll sell it because the paper, they're running out of paper in 1866. When the Civil War ended in the United States, there was a lot of cotton in the South. It was all baled, ready to go. The fields were full of cotton, but the South burned every bit of it because they didn't want the North to have it.
Oh my God.
So any cotton that came into Canada had to be imported from Egypt and India. Now, by the time they ship it here, it goes to the textile mills. Nobody can afford the cloth. So any people who got new clothes maybe once a year are waiting a year and a half or two because they can't afford the material. It's the rag man who goes from house to house getting cloth that sells it to the paper mills. Now, it's, you can see it's sticking, and for some reason it's bubbling a little bit, but okay, that is stuck. See that? That's the other part of the paper sticking on there. So now, as long as you can read it, it's fine. I'm not going to throw it out. It's just too expensive to do it. But you can see here, this paper is too dry here, and it's too wet there.
Right, right.
Now, it's going to go up onto racks to be dried, probably about 12 hours for this. Then we'll just press it flat, and it's ready to go.